Howdy ho, it's Smaz here. The Crash Mania interview. Naughty Dog Loader. Yeah, yada yada yada. Let's roll with the questions. What makes a good Crash player? Well, to pretty much know quite a lot. No, okay, maybe not. It's to literally, know the level layouts. Well, for a start here, I mean, I actually have to Crash Mon save here, not using a password every time I load up. 100% complete save. I mean, it proves you know what Crash is about. Yeah, good shot the island. I mean, to know the teleportations in Crash 2, for instance, to the secret warp room, I mean, that's one there. It takes you straight to the air crash warp. I mean, a good hint here is to literally use your shadow. I mean, when jumping, it's handy. I mean, watch this. Great. Life. 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 Wumper. Things like that. It's just handy to know. And you always pick things like that up when you're playing through the games. Press X, yeah, there we go. Etc. More. I mean, this here, the nitro-filled room, you go to the back, you go right through. Gem ring. Pinstripe here, I mean, here's a good thing. Spin once. Normal people just hide behind the furniture, but then you spin again, and look, another health bar's gone. And spin again. 3 hits, and, third less of the time. So, what makes a good Crash player? You know a lot and know the shortcuts. How does the Crash universe affect you? Well, a lot. That's pretty much all I can say. Already recorded the gameplay and met you guys. So yeah, I guess that in its sense is good. I mean, I met everyone on the forums, I came online and everything. And I guess it's just helped me become a wackier person.
In your opinion, does speedrunning affect your skill as a Crash player?
That's a hard one, really. I mean, this is Mad Bombers from Crash Warped. I personally hate this level. This is a time trial mode, and obviously when you go on time trial mode, you are speedrunning. And this is Jungle Rumble from Crash the Raft. I mean, speedrunning does affect my skill as a Crash player. Not so much on the platforming levels, but always on the vehicle levels. I really am quite bad on the vehicle levels when it comes to speedrunning and time trial. So I guess it does depend what level you're on when you speedrun, and what games you go through. I mean, speedrunning effectively makes you kind of tense and not really relax into the game, therefore making you die quite often. Here's a run on time trial through Double Header, another worst level of mine. So I guess, in essence, does speedrunning affect your performance as Crash player? Yes, it does. 3, 2, 1.
Our boss fights a factor of importance if you're a good Crasher.
Easy peasy this one. Pow. Now you're on my time, you little skunk. Give me the smuzzles. The easiest answer I can put for this is yes, definitely. Boss fights are my favourite thing to do in a Crash game. How can you not like boss fights? Bang. When you play Crash a lot, you do become pretty good at boss fights. I don't know how else you can put it. It becomes a standard thing. The levels are one thing, bosses are another. You end up learning all the tricks and such. There's like, beating engines, missile arms straight off, and standing on a tombstone to stop yourself getting hit by Dingodale's flamethrower. You learn all sorts. Bang, bang. Not again. But yes, boss fights are a very important thing to be a good Crasher. And it's just my favourite thing to do. Just beat up bosses. If it weren't for that, well, I wouldn't play Crash half the time. You haven't heard the last of him. want the Crash future to go? So far, the future of Crash seems pretty bleak. Now, my ideal future would be, for instance, having those FMVs, full motion videos, proper cutscenes, because they really help Crash get along. Twin Sanity really sets the standards. It's pretty free roaming. I mean, Twin Sanity's coming up to the perfect game despite its shortness. Other things I'd like would be stuff like this, interactivity. Crash Tag Team Racing offered a very vast theme park where you could talk and hit as many people as you want. That in itself was pretty good. Pretty addictive as well. Of course, the chase scenes, like this one from Crash the Raft, those just can't be misplaced. I mean, they have to be in Crash's future also. And CTTR here, this is a destroying mine one, protecting the submarine. Mini games like that is just also cool. The warp room feature may, be lost, but things like that in Twin Sanity, where it's still free roaming, you can still warp to places via some sort of warp vortex, would be really cool. The only last two features I'd like to mention would be alternate costumes, such as the Bone Crash costume there, and these interactive loading screens as featured also in CTTR, in which you press X for burps and, wow, make you go funny pictures.
How do you feel about glitches?
I am not generally fond of the whole glitch thing. Sure, I put on things like this in, the Twin Sanity Island lab, but I'm not so fond of them. I mean, here's the evil Crash glitch for those who haven't seen it. Blep, 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 blep. Might as well kill myself. Wee. But, I mean, finding out glitches doesn't necessarily make you a good Crasher, but it makes you curious to the Crash world and obviously helps you find out more about it. And that's all, really.
To be a good Crasher, do you have to be good at the spin-off games?
There is a lot of arguments and controversy between platformers and the spin-off games and what's in canon, what's not, etc, etc. To be a good Crasher, yes, I'd say you would have to be good at the spin-off games, despite the continuity between the platformers and these. Mainly because there's just so many spin-off games, it's hard to ignore this fact. I mean, Pogo Padlock is, yeah. Now you've got the shortcuts here from CTR, for instance. It's all part of the Crash knowledge, and it adds to the Crasher and who you are. 3, 2, 1, bang. And pop. Yeah, that's more penta there. CTTR spin-off game. CTR spin-off game. Crash Bash spin-off game. Crash Purple spin-off game. They're all spin-offs. Loads of them are spin-offs of the real one. But at the end of the day, it's just having fun on them. If you have fun, the game you like, and then, eventually you do get good at it because you play it so often. Use nitrous oxide with a lame story. So, to be a good Crasher, you have fun, and you be good at what you do. I'm your host, Smaz, and thanks for listening. To be a good Crasher, just do your best. Made for Crash Mania.